Welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be doing Terry McAuliffe versus Donald Trump in the 2020 election prediction. I'm going to be taking every single one of the people here and making an election prediction with them, just to see how Trump could do against all of them. I'll put it into a playlist in a series so you guys could see. And I'm going to be using the safe, likely landing, and the independent colors as toss-up. So, some safe states. The Midwest, I think, would still be safe. For Trump against Terry McAuliffe. I'll leave Nebraska, 2nd Congressional District, as a toss-up. I'm gonna leave every single state that will go under those 15% as a toss-up. So I think that all these states would be toss-ups, just because these two states, Washington and Oregon went by around 10% to Hillary Clinton. I think Terry McAuliffe could expand, but I don't think that much, because he isn't that much of a progressive candidate, and those states are very progressive. So a lot of the southern states, I think, would be competitive. And I think West Virginia would be one of them. I think West Virginia would be competitive because it isn't just a safe Republican state. It has a lot of Democratic tendencies. More Democrats are registered to vote than Republicans in West Virginia. And I think that they'll not just vote for any Republican. They're gonna vote for somebody that appeals to them. Most of the time, Republicans, but not always. And I think that West Virginia could become competitive. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I think Iowa would be safe. Terry McAuliffe could expand on the Hillary Clinton voters there. I think that he has kind of a Maryland and DC and Delaware appeal. So I think those 3 states would be safe. Same thing with Massachusetts, but New Jersey, Connecticut, and Rhode Island would be safe. New Jersey, New York would be safe. Virginia would be safe. New Hampshire would be safe. And not New Hampshire. New Hampshire would be toss-up. And all of Maine. So now let's start adding in the likely states. So we know that Missouri is probably likely, Indiana, Texas, South Carolina, New Mexico is likely, Washington, Oregon, Virginia, Rhode Island. I think that he'd do better in Rhode Island than he does in. He'll do better in Virginia than he does in Rhode Island. I think that's kind of shocking. And Colorado, I think that McAuliffe could have an appeal to voters here. But I think that he'd also choose Hickenlooper as his running mate if he ran, just to unify the party. and he'd get Colorado. And Nevada and Arizona will be leading states for their respective parties. And the same thing with Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. I think that West Virginia, I'm not even going to touch that. I think Terry McAuliffe will really campaign here hard. And maybe he could win. Minnesota would become likely. He has an appeal for them. Maine at large would become likely. And I think that's all the likely states. Now let's look at the leaning states. I think I'm not going to touch Iowa yet, but Arizona and Georgia will go to Donald Trump. And just because Terry McAuliffe is a special candidate. He's not like Tim Kaine, and he isn't like Elizabeth Warren. He's more of a centrist Democrat, almost a liberal, but he shares conservative and progressive values. She's a big unifier to the party. So I think that Wisconsin would go leaning, Pennsylvania would go leaning, and Michigan would go likely for Terry McAuliffe, which means the next state that Terry McAuliffe wins would make him the next president of the United States. I think that Maine's second congressional district will really narrowly stay with Donald Trump. And I think that Nebraska's second congressional district would also really narrowly stay with Donald Trump. So they'll just stay, because Trump will make inroads here. And I think that he'll be able to really narrowly take them, because Terry McAuliffe doesn't have that big of a Midwestern appeal. And he does get out a lot of the Democratic base, but the Democratic base isn't in the Midwest. And now West Virginia, this could decide the election. I'm going to give this to Terry McAuliffe, making him the next president of the United States. I think West Virginia will go to Terry McAuliffe because of what I said before. West Virginia is not a safe Republican state. They might vote Republican in elections, but they're Democratic. It's a Democratic state, or it's a swing state, and state Senate or state chamber, state house, and a lot of the smaller positions. So I think that if you look at McDonald County, right here, that county went for Obama overwhelmingly by 30%, and then it went for Trump by 30%, because they wanted somebody that appealed to them after they didn't get their jobs back, and Terry McAuliffe could appeal to them on this, and they could change their mind easily if they don't get jobs. A lot of people there didn't get their jobs back. So I think that West Virginia could go to Terry McAuliffe. New Hampshire, it's kind of obvious. I think it's going to go to him, Terry McAuliffe. Same thing with Nevada. They went to Hillary Clinton. I'll expand on the Hillary Clinton base. So I think these states would go to Terry McAuliffe. North Carolina and Florida would go to Terry McAuliffe. And I think this just because Florida is probably going to have is going to have a really high Latino population. And it's going to be so high, and they're going to come out at full force to take Trump out of office. And the same thing in North Carolina. There's going to be a lot of minority turnouts, a lot of independents turning out for Terry McAuliffe, a lot of conservative Democrats and some liberal Republicans turning out for him in these states. So I think that Terry McAuliffe would get 327 electoral votes, 187. And now the final two states, Iowa and Ohio. I think that Ohio is going to go narrowly into the McAuliffe column. And Iowa, I think this because they went for Obama by around the same margin as they went for Trump, maybe even more. And because Terry McAuliffe is kind of like an Obama candidate. He's a unifier to the party. He gets independent voters and he could appeal. He'd be able to undermine Trump all the time in these states, and a lot of people could have regretted voting for him. And I think that this would make Terry McAuliffe the 46th president with 351 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 87 electoral votes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.